With us live, we got our corner. We have somebody with
it's popping over
old-fashioned
there.
food stamp card in there. We're excited about it. We got somebody in there selling DVDs, and the hustle man is in there with T-shirts.
Get connected.
Get connected. Guys, the corner is where you can go and connect to family, right? So on this platform, we're going to have mental health specialists and educational moments. We're going to have entertainment from D-Nice, the one and the only. We're going to have all kinds of just good things. And we want to hear from you. So let me give you the phone number. It's 404-436-1277. So we're going to type that up.
Go ahead and repeat that one more time.
404.
That's right.
436-1277. Go ahead and call in if you want to say happy birthday. We want to hear from you. Hit share, hit repost on this video, and let's go ahead and get it cracking. So who's our first guest, Kanana? Tell us, Kanana.
Kanana.
Hey,
Kanana.
So funny. Hey.
Hello.
So our first guest here is Monica Cooper, and Monica is the executive director for Maryland Justice Project. And say hello to the people, Monica.
Hello, Yvette Stokes. Hello, Robin Downs, Crystal Jackson, all you guys that's watching. Hello.
So we have Monica. Monica is going to talk about her organization, Maryland Justice Project, and the great work that they are doing. And we're going to talk about the upcoming event this Saturday that we want to see everybody at, August the 3rd. Mm-hmm. So take the floor, Miss Monica Cooper.
All right, I'm getting ready to run with it. A few seconds.
Wait a minute, let's put the timer on, Monica.
Yeah, 'cause I never met a microphone I didn't like. You right?
Okay. You sound like nice over there.
Anyway, like Kanana said.
Hashtag Kanana, y'all.
I am my name is Monica Cooper. I am the executive director of the Maryland Justice Project. The Maryland Justice Project is an organization that was established to assist women and girls incarcerated and formerly incarcerated.
Okay.
We've been around for 5 years, and we're about the grind. We're about really being on the ground doing the work to save our people.
Awesome. So girls and women, what's the youngest girl you have seen incarcerated or that you guys have had?
14.
Wow.
14 years old.
Yeah, I know
Wow.
a sister that came home after 40 years. She was incarcerated since she was 14 years old.
My
Wow.
God.
40 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
So
It is.
Wow.
tell us some of what do you miss out on from 14 to 54? Give us an idea of some of the things that we don't even understand that you could be missing out on being incarcerated for 40 years ago.
Yeah, I certainly can, because I am myself a formerly incarcerated woman, spent more than a decade behind bars. And when you're in that circumstances, you miss really small things like being able to get up and go to the refrigerator and get whatever it is you want to, being able to just take a long walk, just be able to do really, really simple things. That you never miss your freedom until it's not there anymore. It's almost like you equate it with somebody's failing health. If you were a person that, were born all your limbs could walk, and one day you got hit by a car, the amount of stress and the things that you go through, not having that freedom to just get out of the wheelchair and just walk, it's almost like the same kind of thing when you don't have that freedom to do what you would normally be able to do. So I don't think people should ever take that freedom for granted, or take for granted that God bless you with health and strength.
Wow.
That's deep.
So obviously the corner is going to also be the place where we cry sometimes.
Get your tissues ready.
Get your tissues ready. So for Monica, with the Maryland Justice Project, what is, again, one of the things that you gave us the history of it and all of that, but what are you currently working on, and what is one of the most important things or accomplishments that you're proud of for Maryland Justice Project?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. One of the things that I am most proud of is a 2013 piece of legislation that we were able to pass in Baltimore with then Councilman Nick Mosby. It's called a Banner Box. A lot of people have heard about it. But what the Banner Box does here in Baltimore is that it will allow people like myself who are coming home and are seeking a job to be able to get, have a level playing field. Mm-hmm. Because under most circumstances, when you see on the application, have you ever been convicted of a crime, as soon as a person checks that box, it generally goes in the trash. The HR department will not give you that chance. They claim they will, but they won't. So to ensure that people get that opportunity, we say just remove the box. So this way you can get to know the person and not their past, indiscretions, because everybody has done something from time to time and just didn't get caught.
So banning the box has nothing to do with chicken boxes.
What?
No.
Nothing. Okay. I'm sorry.
No.
I was thinking about the things that
Even
happen.
though-
Did you
even
just
though
say
they have some
chicken
fantastic
boxes?
chicken boxes, yeah.
We got chicken in the next room.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of them boxes that's not quite like chicken, but it's a box that would definitely
like chicken.
Yeah, not
Well, the
quite.
reason I said that because right now we know there is a ban the box on styrofoam.
That's
so
true.
I want to make sure that our people are getting the information
That's
and being
true.
clear. We're not talking about chicken boxes.
Yeah.
We talk about giving people the ability to bring chicken into their household.
Facts.
Right? By getting a job. By
Yeah,
making
that's right. Bring that chicken.
earning
Bring
an
that Skrilla
income.
home.
To Skrilla.
Facts.
She's officially from Sandtown, Winchester.
That's right. Yeah,
just
as a
said-
matter of fact,
she
I see
just
my
said
man
Skrilla.
Edward Smith watching. That's one of my classmates, a dude that I grew up with. Yeah, that's
So
my
you
man.
gave a shout out to Nick Mosby.
Yeah,
Maybe
definitely.
we can get him on the show.
Yeah.
I'm coming to somebody's
Yeah,
feed.
like somebody-
Maybe we can get Nick Mosby on the show. Somebody call Delegate Nick Mosby and see if we can talk about chicken boxes.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
it is really, really important that people in Sandtown, West Baltimore, and people who
Oh yes.
and people who want to work. You know, like right now, that same legislation, we're trying to pass it on a state level. It's House Bill 994.
Okay.
It passed the Senate, it passed the House, but lo and behold, at the last minute, Governor Hogan vetoed the bill.
Wow.
So we're expecting to go back in January and get an override. In fact, this Saturday at the Patio Sangria, we're having a celebration to celebrate 5 years. It's been 5 years since that legislation was impacted. Since that legislation was passed, and it has had an impact because I work. I was down. I was 912-878 for a minute. So it does. When you give people second chances, it works because you got to create a tax base. Our schools, our roads, everything. You have to have money, and in like a lot of our county districts, they have a higher income. They pay into whatever it is that they want. So unemployment, high unemployment just don't bode well for no city.
No.
Whether it's Washington, D.C., Chicago, and what you find is the correlation between unemployment and crime.
Yeah.
Unemployment and drug addiction.
Yeah.
Unemployment and alcoholism.
Yeah.
So when people don't work and don't have any money, it breeds that hopelessness, and it becomes a vicious cycle. So our objective is to make sure that people can work. Because it's people who really want to work.
Facts.
And people deserve second chances.
Absolutely.
That's how you come home. When you come home from incarceration, you should be able to get a job. Otherwise, you're doomed to do those same things over. So I definitely encourage the listening audience to just learn about Ban the Box, get in touch with us, come out to the celebration so we can help people get these jobs.
Give us the number again. It's bill number what?
HB 994. That's House Bill 994. We will be back in Annapolis this January fighting to get that override. It's really important. We already passed it on the city level, and we're going to celebrate that this Saturday. But helping us, to pass that legislation is really important.
So Saturday, the Sangria patio room.
Yeah.
From 3 to 6 p.m. Yep, you can look us up, the Maryland Justice Project on Facebook. You can look me up. If you Google Monica Cooper, all my activism gonna pop up. You might see on Channel 2, WBAL. You might hear me
We
on
got a celebrity in the
Faraji.
building.
Yo, what? Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
We on what?
WEAA. I told you I never met a microphone I didn't like, so
Okay.
yeah.
So we're gonna so the information again for and I'm gonna plug in now. I'm working with Maryland Justice Project. One of the things that I'm excited about is the event on Saturday. So make sure y'all ready. Y'all got this. Write it down. You wanna
Yeah,
put it
let's
in
do
the-
this.
in the comments. Put it in your comments.
Alright.
So you're gonna go to it's B as in boy, T as in Tom, B as in boy, bandtheboxparty.eventbrite.com. That's BTB
Yeah.
party.eventbrite.com.
My sister Laverne watching.
So we want you guys to go in. This is a fundraiser for Maryland Justice Project. So we want to celebrate the accomplishments for Baltimore City passing the Ban the Box bill. And we also want to put awareness to the fact that we are working towards getting an override so the bill can be passed throughout Maryland. So this is just not a Baltimore City thing. So we want you guys to support this cause. Again, it's going to be Saturday. August the 3rd from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Sangria Patio. And the tickets are only $20. And again, that's going towards fundraiser for Maryland Justice Project. And again, it's btbparty.eventbrite.com. Come out and celebrate Maryland Justice Project and Ban the Box and what it's doing for our city and for our economy. And we look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
That's what's up. Hey, Monica, if anybody wanted to get in contact with you, how can they find you?
You can look us up on Facebook, or you can reach me at monica@marylandjusticeproject.org. And definitely, I'm looking at this Facebook timeline. I really, really want to give my peoples a shout out in Sandtown, man. I'm straight from Sandtown. I don't care what no president say. I don't care what nobody say. It's some gems. There's some gems that come out of Sandtown. Matter of fact, one of them just punched somebody in the mouth.
Okay.
Tank Davis.
Oh, we're going to get to him.
Yeah.
Get to him.
Some gems that come out of Sandtown. I just really appreciate my classmates, all my homies watching us right now.
Absolutely.
It's definitely about being connected. Baltimore is one of those places that's connected. Yo, I need to get some T-shirts made. Who you know? Yo, I need to get this made. This is one of them towns where everybody is connected. There's almost like 6 degrees of separation.
Facts.
It's every 6 people know Mr. Mills. Every 6 people know Kiana. Every 6 people that you go know this person. So we are connected in so many ways. Even when it's unfortunately come to the violence in our city, everybody know Shorty that got killed. Oh, yo, that's his brother, that's his sister, that's my cousin, that's my uncle. So as long as we start realizing that we are connected, we like flesh and blood. We family.
Right.
As soon as people start to internalize that and not take it to the whole negative joint, because you know when you need something. Boy, I need an air conditioner. Who's selling one?
Right.
You know when you need something, you can go to somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So once we start to realize that, it's just not about the hustle, it's not about surviving, it's about us as a family. So the whole notion of connected is just like a spider web. The spider web is thin.
It's like a beehive.
Well, it is like it is like a beehive. No doubt.
It's like a beehive.
Absolutely. It's right. It's wrong. Absolutely right. But the only thing I wanted to give, I just wanted to give a scientific analysis of how we look at a spider web as it's really thin.
Right.
But once you start putting that connectedness and that web together, they capture like a damn praying mantis. He like 20 pounds. But he's in the grips of that web. So that is just the connectedness that I'm thinking about. And yes, the beehive connected group.
Yeah.
Right,
Throw that in there. Throw that tag in there.
So growing up, I don't know about y'all, but I know that we're here on this Radio on Fire platform. And Monica has talked about Sandtown, being from Sandtown, being from Sandtown.
Yes,
so I'm going to try to start this. Let me see if we can do this, all right? Hey, you knuckleheads.
Hey, you knuckleheads.
Walking down the avenue.
Walking down the avenue.
A few more streets and we'll be through.
A few more streets and we'll be through.
Sandtown, North and P, Park Heights, RNG, White Lock, Cherry Hill, North and Long,
And Dolefield, Murphy Homes,
EA, Greenmount, Barkley, Walbrook, JCT, Poplar Grove, and Evie, Flag House, LT, 28th, Intervoli. I messed up. Alameda, Mount Street, Emerson and Pulaski, Saratoga, Garrison, North and Dukeland, West Fredonia, Parkside, Moravia, Sinclair, Wolf Street, Middle Chase and Middle Street, York Road, Preston Street,
all of them, huh?
24th and Barney Street, 21st, 28th, Bethel and Lafayette, North Bend, Catonsville, Warwick and Rosedale. Hey,
Judy Moore.
We had to do that for Diamond K. Thank you. It's our birthday. So growing up in the hood, that's how I learned my street. And we were honored that Sandtown was the first street mentioned. So at the corner, we want to always have fun. We want to have love. We want to have laughter. We appreciate what you are bringing to the community.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We want to support you more. So shout out again how we find you, how we find your organization, what that looks like, and what people can do to support. So give us that, and then we can.
Well, besides, shooting me an email at monica@marylandjusticeproject.org, ways that people can support is volunteerism. We always need folks we're trying to grow our reach to our young juveniles, because what we find is that young women are like some of the highest statistics that it's a growing statistic. I won't say it's the highest because I don't know the numbers, but I know the incarceration rate for young women and girls have increased to 700%. It's nothing to see somebody walk up on a sister and just take her down.
Wow.
Up here at Park Heights, it was 2 sisters. One of them was pregnant.
Wow.
She was in a vehicle. They found her slump. So at one point in our culture, women and children really were off. You know, they were. You just didn't do that.
Right.
Now, you know, the kids and women, and I just don't understand that without women, we won't survive.
Right.
We won't be here. Women produce and make the civilization. So if we continue to see women, right now, all them young sisters getting life sentences.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a young kid that just, the 85-year-old guy. Mm-hmm. If you look at the film, like my homie Nicole over there, Out for Justice, was, mentioned to me, like if you look at the video, you would see that the girl, you can't really hear it, but you can see her saying, come on, let's go. She couldn't make up her mind. Should I go? Should I stay?
Wow.
So the young sister is there while the brothers, hitting the man or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that's how it happens. A lot of times the young girls find themselves in situations where they definitely in over the head. Young boys too. Yeah. They in over the head. But the little girls are following these guys. And once it jump off, women, she's a woman. Once that kind of stuff jump off, she's going to do what women instinctively do. Protect me. What are you doing? Let's get out of here. Boy, don't do that.
Wow.
Once the can we cuss on radio?
I don't know if you can cuss, but on our show, it's PG-16 and a half, so you can say ass, damn, hell, and IDGAF.
Okay. I don't know. I'm kind of old school. I don't know all that IDK and whatever. Okay. I don't really know too much about that. I was getting ready to just get real. We can't do that. But I was just saying, once stuff get real, then young women and girls, they really find themselves like, damn, I should have never came up this turnpike with this guy.
Yeah.
He got 3 bricks in here, but he have convinced me to ride up to New Jersey, get these bricks, and now my kids are left behind, and that's the most important thing. They leave children behind, and women are supposed to be able to take care of the kids up in foster care. So women have issues and circumstances totally different from men. Yeah, totally different, especially because they're children. A lot of these kids that's out here now, their mothers are away from them for being an active addiction, be it whatever. And once the mother is away from the kids, that's it. Yeah. That's it. And not to say that the fathers won't step up and take care of them, but 70% of households in Baltimore are led by women, single women. Yeah. I don't know where they boo at, but I do know.
Well, I'm a single woman, but I ain't looking for no boo. I'm gonna throw that out.
Yeah, so we just gotta pay attention to the women. I personally believe that once you put the woman back into the home, once she is back into the home and not out here in the streets doing whatever, then things will get better. So just big ups for the women.
Thank you. Big ups to you. So let's get Thank you so much. Stay at the corner. Go get some chicken. Go grab something to eat. We have a whole team over there. So if y'all hear the noise in the background, it's cool.
Thank you guys for watching.
It's buzzing more than Lexington Market.
Turn up Tuesdays.
We thank you guys. Follow Monica Cooper. Follow
Maryland Justice
Project.
Or for real, you can turn on any local station. I'm bound to be there.
If you see her in a white Bronco, it's not her.
Doing the work, that's all. It's doing the work.
Well, thank you. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to bring on our next person. Our next person coming up is Val Jenkins. Don't shoot.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can
All right, so we're back and excited.
I'm sorry.
It's Beehive Connected Group's second birthday. So that was a good question that nobody asked. Y'all love us so much.
Yeah.
Now, one person said, well, what is the Beehive Connected Group? I'm going to answer the question anyway. So Beehive Connected Group.
Know.
Well, not everybody. Maybe still.
Well, y'all know I'm from DC. All my people are from DC. They don't know nothing about the Beehive Connected Group.
Right.
Enlighten us,
Do
please.
y'all even have bees in DC, or are they just wasps? Anyway, I ain't coming for y'all.
That was a shot.
It wasn't a shot.
It was a two. That was okay.
It wasn't a shot.
I got you.
Don't meet me on
Entertainment news is coming up.
That was a
It's coming right up. I got you.
Don't talk bad about Baltimore. We can talk bad about these
We
things.
will come for you.
We will come for you. We're sensitive this week, but anyway.
We clap back real. We clap back real hard.
And we
Extra
do it with our
president.
hands. It's a tough week for Baltimore. So, what is Beehive Connected Group? Beehive Connected Group is Kiana Jones's and my Tori Rose, our business. So 2 years ago, we came together and decided we would no longer be slaves and we would no longer work for other people. I think I had 1 foot on the plantation still.
Yeah.
But Kiana decided we were going to walk full-time in entrepreneurship, and not only were we going to start a business, we were going to start a business that helped other people establish their businesses. And then how were we going to do that? We were going to do that by using the years of experience that we had, the teaching, the coaching, the account management, the nonprofit management, and all of these different things that we had experience in.
Teaching adults and children.
Teaching adults and children and adults and children who act like adults and adults who act
like
children.
children.
But nonetheless, teaching everybody how to have a sustained business and how to actually make some money. Because we started encountering tons of people who had businesses who were broke. It just didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to us.
Or knew why they had a business.
Or didn't know why they had a business. So your business is Amelia's Taco Shop and you sell shoes. Okay. Well, tell me why. So what we realized was in our environment, people don't get the coaching that our counterparts get, right? Mm-hmm. You go up certain parts of Park Heights, they start breeding their children. I don't mean breeding, but I meant that. Teaching their children. This is live, right? Teaching their children how to run businesses from birth. That's what I meant. Yeah. They breed entrepreneurs. So let me clean it up.
It's their birthday. It's okay.
My people. It's our birthday. I'm cake.
Yeah, they kicking out.
So we didn't have that in Black and brown communities. We didn't have a lot of people that you could go to and actually run your business plan by them and say, hey, what does this sound like? And they actually give you quality expertise and help you develop a business plan and a strategy. So we started Beehive Connected Group. The connected part was bringing you resources like Monica Cooper and Rashad Mills and Val Jenkins and everybody who was coming on here, hey cousin, to give you quality resources that you don't have to go broke to do. I do have ADHD.
Yeah.
I got ADHD, LMNOP, like Val Jenkins, who's coming up next says. I got all that. But in Beehive Connected Group, we also teach you how to use your ADHD and monetize it.
Yes.
So you think that you can wear multiple hats? Cool. Let's plan them hats out, figure out what day is blue, what day is yellow, what day is green, and also how to have a service aspect to it. Yes. So Beehive Connected Group, we feed the homeless, we teach children, we read to babies, we birth
babies.
What?
Babies.
You do what? Say that again.
We birth babies.
You birth babies.
Baby said the other day, run my receipts. I birth babies.
Yeah, I seen
anyway,
that.
I'm sorry. Let me pull it back in. So what we do, we're also financial advisors. And my cousin Letitia, who just chimed in, she'll tell you, we sit with families and say, hey, if you die today tomorrow, does your people have a plan? Do your children have a plan? Can they eat beyond your pay? What is your savings like, right? So we took all of those skills and incorporated it in our business except July of 2017.
Yes.
And God has been good to us.
Yes.
And we have had many a clients. And many a clients have let us go. And we have had to let many other clients go. And so it's the ups and downs of having a business. But we're standing here today with a lucrative business, excited about it, and just thankful to God for this opportunity. So I think I said a lot.
Yes.
Did I miss anything?
I don't think you did.
Okay, can we talk about the next guy?
Yes, we
Who
can.
has a lucrative business as well?
Yes.
Who has also divorced himself from slavery?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I believe so. Okay. Well, coming up, we have Rashad Bowtie Mills. He is more than just the bow ties. He is a man's man. He knows all about mental health.
Yeah.
He knows all about
I don't know what to say,
sustaining quality relationships.
Yes.
He also will talk about some things that he's going to share with us. And we want you guys to call in, ask some questions. If you have questions about mental health, the number is 404-436-1277. Drop your number, your questions right here. And we're going to jump right into this. So, Rashad, I'm going to ask you a question. Kiki's gonna tag team with me.
Oh my gosh, you guys call me every name.
I'm gonna call her everything. She's
every
Kiki, she's
name
Kanana.
since we started the
It's
show.
all right.
Make sure y'all
family.
give me the easy ones.
Kiki
Goodness.
and Rashad. Both time.
Harlem is the only one that can call me Kanana.
Kanana. Hey
Kanana.
sis.
Yeah, that's Harlem. That's
So-
reserved for Harlem.
Trauma is real in our city.
Absolutely.
Everybody is angry and pissed about Nacho Face calling us rat infested.
Did you just go nacho face?
Nacho
Nacho
Okay.
face.
He ain't
Nacho
my
face.
boss. He used to be my boss. When he was my
Okay.
boss, I used to say, y'all president, number 45. But when I freed myself from the federal prisons, I did 12 hard years.
But you went nacho face on me.
I
Okay.
did 12 hard years in the place. All my life I had to.
Hey,
And now
yo.
this.
And now this.
Okay.
See, I'm free.
I'm free. So, Nacho Face talked about Baltimore. He talked about us being infested with rats and Elijah Cummings, who I just love and adore. But one thing he doesn't understand is the trauma that sits here in Baltimore. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you see that's happening and how trauma maybe affects you and what you do to deal with it. So it's a lot. 4-part question.
Well, as you eloquently stated, I'm Rashad Bowtie Mills, author, professional speaker, and licensed clinical professional counselor. So when you talk about the trauma piece, right, you don't have to go too far in any neighborhood in Baltimore and you can see trauma. Like one of the things I always talk about when we're talking about the aspect of violence that has plagued our city for years and it's garnered, unfortunately, national attention, there is trauma. If you walk out in front of your house and you see boarded up houses. That speaks of trauma. If I walk down my street and I see RIP because I know these people have been murdered, that's trauma. I have to walk past that environment just to get to my house. So there's an element of trauma that I'm exposed to. But here's the thing I want y'all to understand. A lot of people don't recognize it as trauma because it's simply been normalized in our society, specifically a lot of the neighborhoods that we live in. So, I mean, we're dealing with trauma on a day-to-day basis and most people don't know it. And then if you don't recognize that trauma, in turn, one of the old adages, it always remains true that hurt people hurt people. If I have trauma within my house, if I have trauma within my respective neighborhoods, when I walk out and I encounter a situation that I don't know how to process that situation, then the trauma that's in me is again going to come out on a different level. So we're dealing with a lot of trauma in the city of Baltimore.
I apologize, Rashad. What you're talking about is not funny. I was trying to prepare myself for the joke of saying hurt people. That's why Kiana's so mean. But I
Don't talk about her like that.
Hey, yo.
But it was so
Kiki,
funny
I
in
got
my
your back,
mind.
Kiki. I got your back, Kiki.
Tori, can I actually tell your listening audience on your show that she has signed up with me for counseling, so
Thank
we're
you.
working on some things.
Come on
Hey,
now.
Kiki,
Where's
I
the
got
shop
you.
music?
I got you, Kiki.
I didn't want to put her business out there, but she is a work in progress. No, I'm joking about that. I'm joking.
I was going to say she used her free coupon. She used that so forgive me. I was not laughing at what Rashad said because he is exactly right. The trauma is very real. Y'all gotta. So one thing you'll know, there's a lot of corn on the corner as well. I bring my own corn and butter. So I'm corny.
Big
You're
facts.
going to deal with it. You either love it or you won't. That'll mean you'll mute your phone and computer every time I talk. It's cool. Just listen to what they gotta say because they're the experts. But so what you're saying is so interesting because we were just at the corner of North and Pennsylvania, and we were walking with Safe Streets, and we were petitioning people to put down the guns, and it was real for me because we had a cousin who was murdered on that corner a year ago. So January of 2018.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. The interesting part of the situation was some of the original things that were hung the day he was killed are still on that corner. How is that? How does that help us heal as a family, as a people, that it still says RIP from January 2018? So anybody who walks by there, who sits on that bus stop, who catches the subway there, has to see that every single day. How does that affect our productivity, our hope? Does it change us? Does it make us desensitized?
You almost have a diminished sense of hope. So think about it again, using basically what you said. Somebody was murdered last year, and I see sort of this makeshift memorial of this person every day in this neighborhood. This is a neighborhood that I have to go to the store in. This is a neighborhood that for some people that have to use public transportation. This is a neighborhood that I socialize in. I grew up in this neighborhood and I have to be exposed to this all the time. Again, I am normalized to it. So it's not healing. That's just a way that we've been normalized. We've been accustomed to it. So it becomes a part of my daily routine to see these things. And again, the next time that I am in a situation, in an environment that I'm put in a predicament that I haven't processed trauma that has affected me, and I have an opportunity to, engage in somebody else, then that trauma that was a part of what I'm affected by, then, I'm using that hurt and it's coming out somewhere else. Right. So one of the things that, and we talk about Baltimore now, it's on this national scale. It's already been on a national scale before for something negative, and it's reached this national scale again. Here's what I want to challenge people that are actually watching the show, and this wasn't the direction that I wanted to come into this interview with.
At the corner, things change.
Right.
What 45 was talking about, there is truth to that to a certain degree. And I don't want people to get so involved in terms of what 45 said, but I want to galvanize people as opposed to getting hung up what he said. Get in your neighborhood and make a change.
That's good.
Because people got so up in arms about what 45 said, but yet you have things in your neighborhood that you're not actively addressing. So that's kind of my take on it. But yeah, we're dealing with trauma every single day in Baltimore, and we're exposed to it and don't even realize how much of it we're actually exposed to. Everybody on this panel, all four of us right on this panel, I can guarantee you that if I said put up both hands and take down the fingers, listen to what I'm saying very carefully, take down the fingers of the people that, if you can't name probably 10 people in the last 3 years that have been murdered, all 10 hands would stay up, all 10 fingers rather, would stay up. Right. Because we know that many people who have been murdered, and indirectly it affects us. Right. It's affecting our children. They have classmates whose parents have been murdered. Yep. And all of these things are trauma, but from a collective perspective. Right. So if I'm a teacher and 3 kids in my high school class were murdered. Now I'm a part of the trauma in an indirect way. So all of this affects us. For 3.5 years, I was a therapist at the Baltimore City Juvenile Justice Center. And I can't tell you how many kids would leave the facility, and in 6 months, I know that they would be murdered. Yeah. It got to the point that I stopped watching the news. Don't text me about the young man that was murdered because it affects me. This is more trauma because I've worked with that person on a very individualized level. So we're all affected by trauma.
That's really good.
Yeah. I say that because as a educator, as a teacher, I taught for years, contract teacher, but now, being an entrepreneur, I go in and out the schools, I substitute or mentor, and it's rough because not only am I dealing with family members that are being murdered, but it hit a different kind of way when it's one of your students. And, I'm on my second hand, of how many students that I directly taught, that I mentored, that I've been around, that literally I'm having a conversation with you. I see you, I'm pulling you up, in the hallway, talking to you, and then a month later, or a couple weeks later, you're gone. It just hit a whole different way, even, my own family members, because it just, I think as an educator, you're like, dang, I was about to reach him, or I was right there, and I was poured into him, and I thought I had that one. I thought, I got him, and it may not be all the way sometimes something that they've done, but just, kind of caught up. Some of them in chases and stolen cars, and now they being chased, and it's rough. It's really rough. So I understand even for myself that, it's just this constant. You got PTSD, constant trauma, constantly just waiting for the next. Every time, it's to the point now, if we're together and Tori's looking on Facebook, on social media, and she go, oh my God, I'm like, man, I just take a deep breath. I literally take a deep breath, and I'm like, I don't even want to ask. I don't want to know. You really get to that point. So
I know you want to jump in with a question, but Kiana, you said something very important. I want people to watch and really grab a much deeper perspective of what you just said, that I am at the point that I am waiting for something to happen. That shouldn't happen in our respective environments, in our communities. Like if a friend of ours is murdered, unfortunately, if it happens tonight, then guess what happens? We wake up tomorrow, we're so accustomed to it that life goes on. After the 24-hour vigil, after we're up in arms and the hashtags on Facebook and social media, then we are back to normal life because we have become so accustomed to this environment in Baltimore. And I'll tell you a quick story. Years ago, I was a sports broadcaster in Bend, Oregon. And when I was in that environment, I had colleagues from a news station saying, Rashad, do people really murder other people like that in Baltimore? And I said, why, yes. And I said it matter-of-factly and went about my day as a sports broadcaster. They were literally pissed at me. And I was like, why are you guys mad? Because, Rashad, somebody just got murdered, and you don't seem like that you're affected by it. I said, in our communities, it happens so often. This is my norm.
Wow.
It's not the norm in other environments, but it's the norm in our environment. And we at the point now that it feels like we have to accept it,
Right.
because it's happened so frequently, and it's really sad. But it's trauma all over the place.
So that's really good what you said. I know I'm supposed to be the politically savvy one, but I'm learning this stuff every day as well. But something that people throw around the word privilege. They talk about privilege, white privilege, and privilege from being educated, and all of these different types of privilege. And what Kiana said is so true. The people will sit around me because I'm 35. I know I look 25.
I thought you were just 21.
I eventually got to stop lying about it. You
Okay.
told so many lies. What you didn't told. So I'm officially 35. I'm at a point where I'm watching my friends be murdered, and I'm watching their younger siblings be murdered. However, Kiana, who is 65.
Yo, she just been coming.
Hey. Like real, did you laugh out loud? And real loud?
Hey, yo,
Just
just coming for you, yo. Just coming. That's crazy.
does not have the same immediate friend circle. Okay, and Nice, who's 25, but also is not from Baltimore, right? So you've only been in Baltimore 4 years or so.
And she gave
Well, thank you for making me 25. That was awesome.
Look at her little face. Look at that little face.
Yeah.
She has a face of a 15 face. Anyway, listen. The point I'm making is my immediate circle of friends, relatives, loved ones are now traumatized by my trauma.
Absolutely.
They sit in different perspectives of privilege. We don't look at it and say education and socioeconomics gives you a level of privilege. We look at privilege as black people don't have it and white people do have it. But if I'm educated, I live in Montgomery County, I'm a transplant to Maryland, none of my family members are here, I sit in a place of privilege. I cannot even relate to what you're talking about. I have people who now see me and go the other way because they think I'm the bearer of gloom and doom, and every day it's like, oh my God, so she Oprah, she know everybody. Oh, everybody she knows get murdered. How is it possible? Well, it's possible because I'm 35. I'm related to half the city, or my cousin's cousin is half the city. And unfortunately, it's no more if you make it to 21, you're good. So in this last 6 weeks, my cousin's baby father, I'm sorry, I should have said that nicer. My cousin's baby's father, a mentee, a boy I went to school with, someone that cut my godson's hair, who was from around the way, G, who everybody knew, who's also Brandy Proctor's cousin, who's a Dove. You see what I mean? Like, if we could just build this thing out, right? Another cousin, my cousin's best friend, who was also best friends with Freddie. You start looking at this, and it's like, yeah, she sound like she going to do. I can literally not go on my phone. If I go on my phone, I go, oh my God. They go, what? Who died? Where's that normal? So who sits in a place of privilege? Them or me? I'm privileged to know so many people, or are they privileged that it doesn't sit at their door? I hate the word privilege because we all have privilege. I have privilege sometimes as a single mother who don't look half bad. I walk in the barbershop, dudes be like, oh, y'all can go next. Is that privilege? To me, it is.
I think when you mention the word privilege as it relates to violence in Baltimore, I think some of us have privileges, whether it's education, whether it's socioeconomic status. But I really want people to hone in and understand this, that nobody is exempt from it despite your level of privilege, right?
That's right.
So even going back to last week, we talking about somebody in the Baltimore City Police Department, like literally robbed at gunpoint, him and his wife. So when you use the word privilege, you got to use that on a slippery slope, because despite the privilege that we think we have, we're not. No one is exempt, and that's just unfortunately the way Baltimore is. But let me say this too: Baltimore is a beautiful city.
Oh, bold and beautiful.
Absolutely.
Can we clap it up for Baltimore?
Baltimore.
Bold and beautiful. beautiful.
And I just had to say that because environments like this where we have positive people like you and Kiana, the things that you're doing,
And
as
nice.
I'm looking over, as I'm looking over and I see some of the people that are making things happen in a positive way in Baltimore. My good brother Mike Foy, what he's doing with Detailed Kings West. I see your brother Wesley Hawkins
Yes,
is always
Mr.
in the
Hawkins.
community.
Okay,
making things
okay.
happen. So when you think about it, people watching this from afar may think Baltimore is just this horrible place. Baltimore is the equivalent of your drunk uncle.
Drunk uncle.
Right? Baltimore's equivalent. I don't know what he's drinking, but Baltimore's equivalent of your drunk uncle. He has some issues, he has some challenges, but deep down inside, he's really a good person.
Right.
And this is my whole thing on 45. Unless you're in the family, don't talk about the drunk uncle.
Facts.
Okay.
Because we will come
That's
for you.
my
Yes.
view on it.
And you know, I'm glad you said
No,
that.
don't say we, because I like what I do, but you might come for 45, not me, because I like what I do.
Cheeto face, the flaming Cheeto. I'm gonna come all the time.
What's your name? Where you live at again?
Oh, psh.
No, I'm just
My
messing
name is
with you.
Tiffany Brownson.
I can't.
I live on 126 Brownhill.
I'm over
in
here.
just had
Brownhill,
fun. But I thought it was so important for us to get that out. 'Cause
So I'm gonna cut you off for 1 second. I'm
Yep.
gonna throw the number back out: 444361277. I wanna, before we wrap up with Rashad, I wanna give Nice an opportunity to ask a question if she can. And yes, I do wanna again give her a hand clap for everybody that's in the corner tonight.
Yes.
We got a full packed place. The corner is buzzing, and again, the corner is where you're gonna get news that you can actually use and resources that actually are gonna help increase the quality of life. So Nice. From your perspective, do you have something that you want to add or say or
Well, being
pose to Rashad?
I'm from the DC area, PG County, Virginia. So coming to Baltimore, like you, I think Baltimore is beautiful. So meeting Tori and understanding that Tori has a lot of knowing a lot of people, family members, they dying. It's new to me. This is like so new to me. So maybe I've experienced that trauma because I've never experienced that before. Anyone who died in my family is from a natural cause. It's from, it's not from gun violence. It's not like I've never heard about so much violence in my life until I came to Baltimore, which is a little like strange. But I look at the brighter side. I'm like, okay, but Baltimore is beautiful. All my people are here. This is an amazing place. So I mean, I just think that I'm dealing with, like I said, a little bit of trauma. It's like, is it going to happen to me? Because I don't know if these people are getting if they're getting killed because of who they know, or is it just random? You know what I mean? So it's like, do I gotta look over my shoulder just because I'm not from here? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So it's a little. It's not even a question. It's just more so like just stating like Baltimore is different. But I enjoy living in Baltimore. It's not driving me away from Baltimore, I should say. So, yeah.
She needs one of them coupons. You still got the counseling coupon?
And I don't need
you need 50% off a session.
75%. The way my bank account is set up.
Cash App, PayPal.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Well, not to end on a bad note, so tell us something you love about Baltimore.
Baltimore is home to me. I mean, I wouldn't be the man that I am if I didn't grow up in Baltimore. Baltimore is just a beautiful place, just dynamic authors, speakers, educators, amazing athletes. I mean, we have a world champion boxer that brought Baltimore in a positive light this past weekend. Just Baltimore is a beautiful place, but if I had to describe it in one word, Baltimore is home.
Yes, hashtag Baltimore is home.
Yeah, Baltimore is home.
Baltimore is home. Hey, Baltimore. I'm sorry. I got it.
Baltimore's my new home.
Baltimore is her new home. So we are excited to have you.
Thank you.
We want to know, how can we stay connected to you?
Absolutely. You can email me at Rashad, Rashad Speaks, Speaks, Rashad Speaks at RashadMills.com. My website just released a book on June the 19th.
Is that the book? Show
that is the book. I had a very traumatic experience, so I decided to write about this experience. I'm telling you, pick up this book, will enhance your life. It's on my website, RashadMills.com. The name of my book is Inmate 458627, A Man's Story of Mental Health, Love, Hurt, and Healing.
That's really good.
So go pick that up. Go pick that up. Why did you seem like you? That's really good.
That's really good.
That's
You're
Tori.
funny.
That is Tori.
So it's really good. I was just like, dang, all my closest friends been in jail.
Yeah, and let me just share this. Let me just share this before I get off. I know we have some amazing people to come on. Here's the reality of it, Tori, and I want to share this really quickly.
I don't mean to laugh, but
No,
they say you are who you associate with, and I call myself one of the realest people I know, and I associate with
Crystal
nothing.
face. I can't. I'm sorry. It's
The
just-
corner is stripping. They in there taking bids like, yeah, I was inmate 1714. I was inmate 9. Listen, so real recognize real, and it's amazing to me because when I get into the history of the people who are in my innermost, we done been through some real stuff, and I never know it until we sit in these environments and share. But that's why not everybody can hang on my corner,
Right?
Because you ain't been through nothing. You don't have any substance. So when I start to hear like, yo, this person been in jail and this person been divorced twice.
Hey yo.
Did she point it? Yeah. I can't. I just.
Rashad, finish what you were saying.
I'm speechless. All the
time.
I'm speechless.
So what's gonna happen here on this show? as we can, you shaking your head too, Wesley. There's some things that you're gonna see. Miss Tori Rose in a different light sometimes.
I don't ever get to see the
Robin, she is off the chain.
Yeah, I had a feeling like the divorce twice was like an inside thing, and I wasn't privy to it.
It was shade thrown my way.
It wasn't shade,
but it's
only
cool.
shade if you catch it.
It's cool. I'm good with that. I'm good with that, because I've used my $3.99 coupons and I've been through therapy.
There you go. That's that corn right there. That's that corn. That shit was going.
Like, yeah. So we're gonna learn some things about some things, but on a note of somewhat she was saying, I know Monica and I have also had this conversation. I've had it with some of our core volunteers from Maryland Justice Project. Is that we all do have a connection, not just from being from Baltimore, but sometimes even working with those ladies or working with reentry, working with positive impact for in my life. I've even said sometimes, where did I get to the point where I was literally surrounded by most of my environment, people in the organization I'm with now are formerly incarcerated people. So some of that is like, well, how do I relate? What is that? How I don't have that experience per se, but I can say that sometimes we've all experienced different prisons. So we can be in prison in our mind. We can be in prison. I felt like I was in prison when I worked at one of supposed to be the top institution here in Baltimore. I'll leave it at that.
No names.
I really felt
Slavery.
like in that point, like it was slavery. I had never experienced so much prejudice and so much hate. I mean, direct comments being made to me, things being said. I had a supervisor tell me one time because she kept asking me where the other black girl was at work. I'm like, I met her when y'all met her. Like, I didn't know her before here. And they were like, well, Kiana, it's a black thing. Like, did she just say that to me? Should I record that? Should I write that down? Should I email somebody about that? Because, just dealing with that type of thing. So we all have had our own prisons that we've had to come out of. And some people are still in prison in their mind, even if they aren't behind bars. So we all need to work through that and work on that. So we all got our inmate numbers.
That's good. Oh, I like that. Hashtag that. We all got our inmate numbers. So thank you, Rashad. Drop your contact information one last time. We're going to go to a quick commercial break as soon as you do.
Yep, Rashad Mills, RashadMills.com. Go grab the book. Rashad speaks at RashadMills.com.
Awesome. Let's pack up. See you guys on the corner.
Make sure you get it. Ooh, there you go.
Thank you. Hey y'all. Is there any chicken left?
Troy is feeling it tonight.
Oh, right.
Is there any?
Yo, she is off the chain.
Hi, y'all.
Drop the mic.
I got makeup all over my face.
All right, guys. Hey, we coming back. Back to the corner where you actually going to get news and resources you can actually use. We've had an awesome birthday show. So much that my hat is leaning like
to the
somewhere
side.
over.
Drunk like you?
This is, I'm drunk on joy, y'all. Drunk on joy. So we've had Monica Cooper, who's amazing, who talked about the Maryland Justice Project. She talked about her upcoming event that is the 3rd, right? Which is Saturday from
3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Get your ticket on Eventbrite. It's btbparty.eventbrite.com.
Awesome, and we'll drop that into everything. Nick Mosley will be there.
Yeah.
And tons of other people from Baltimore City who have been influential in making sure that that box on the employment application gets banned. We want everybody to have equitable opportunities to work. So get your money, honey. So we then heard from the awesome and amazing Rashad Bowtie Mills. Mm-hmm. He is offering counseling sessions. He's offering help through trauma. He's gonna get me right, because first I gotta start with me before I can help anybody else. Mm-hmm. And now coming to our studio is Miss Hug Don't Shoot herself, Val Jenkins. So let's give it up for Val. Val Jenkins.
Well, let me try.
While they're playing with that, I'm gonna keep the ball moving. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about Val. Nothing embarrassing, I promise, because she's a fighter. So I've been knowing Val for 26 years.
Jesus.
26 years.
Old.
Girl, I'm not old, I'm
that.
seasoned. But it has only been for the last 6 months that Val could remember who I was. No, but
when I walked in the house, I was like, how you know her?
So we talked a little bit about a tragedy that we had in our family, one of our cousins that was killed. And the first person I reached out to was Val Jenkins, right? Hug, don't shoot. Because at this point, you tell me to sprinkle salt and call Jesus 72 times, I'm going to do it if it's going to stop people from being killed in my community.
Exactly.
So hug, don't shoot was very new, right? It was a new concept. And I was like, okay, are we actually like hugging, like touching people? You remember I kept saying, what you mean? We hugging people? Because, black
Do you
people,
really want to touch
you
people?
want to touch people? I said, black people, we got boundary issues, right? Personal space issues, because when we still have PTSD from slavery time. Our personal space is one of the few things we own.
Exactly.
So you sure we're going to go touch people? But I'm going to tell you what, I needed all the hugs the day my cousin was killed. And Val walked in the house and looked at my mother and looked at me and then walked outside and looked at the house again and looked at me and looked at my mother and said, how you know Pam? And then it finally clicked like, oh my God, you're not a child anymore. You're not this little girl anymore. So Val, you have been family. You have been there for our aunts, our cousins, and all kinds of things for years.
I'll say what they used to say about you now.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just.
They always say good stuff.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us who you are, and tell us what made you want to start hugging people and really just walk.
Wait a minute, let me turn this around. Say it again.
Hugging people. What made you want to start hugging people and really coming into people's personal space and not caring what other people thought about it?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, and I want to congratulate you too. I am so proud. Matter of fact, I walked in here, and I'm proud of each and every person in here. I need each and every person in here, and I'm proud of each. Baltimore is amazing.
Yes, it is.
Baltimore has so many amazing people that's doing awesome things in this city. Like, Baltimore is great. So, my name is Val Jenkins. I'm not going to tell you a lot about me because we be here till tomorrow. And I don't have the time. So, I work 428 jobs. But Hug Don't Shoot basically stole my whole entire life. I was on the beach of Cancun, Mexico. I was minding my business. I looked on Facebook page and someone from Baltimore got shot. I made a simple statement. We need to stop shooting and start hugging.
Wow.
Then I said, who want to go out hugging with me when I get back to Baltimore?
Wow.
I went to the hotel right after that statement, got dressed, Went to an event that I was there for. I won a Phenomenal Woman Award by Curtis Blow.
Nice.
Yes, Roxanne
Nice.
Yes. Of course, at that point, they didn't know that thought that I had. Went to my hotel room again, and 46 people signed up to go out hugging.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, I was playing though. No, I was playing. They was like, let's do it. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. So people just kept on like, you need to do it. And I'm like, we gotta get shirts. We can't just walk up hugging people. So anyway, we came together. We came to some ideas. Someone said, well, the girl Erica is having a ceasefire thing. It's new, a ceasefire thing. Let's wait for her event.
Wow.
So we planned it. Her event is August the 4th. Ceasefire first anniversary. Hug Don't Shoot was August the 5th.
Wow.
We met at Drew Hill Park at the Reptile House. And we walked from North Avenue, from the Drew Hill Park to North in Pennsylvania. We blocked all traffic.
Wow.
46 people signed up, 42 people showed up. That's amazing in itself.
That's
amazing in itself.
Strength numbers.
So we blocked the traffic. We walked over to Madame Mall, the subway station. One of the hug dealers is volunteers. One of the hug dealers asked a bus driver for a hug, and he said no, unless you give everyone on the bus a hug.
Nice.
Wow.
So we went on the bus. We gave everyone a hug. 2 other buses came. We got on their buses, gave them a hug.
Come on.
We walked down to Norfolk, Pennsylvania. I turned around. The hug dealers is praying over an addict. They are praying over this lady. You had drug dealers, drug user. You had everything out on that corner, and they were giving it up. They was hugging every single person. So Hug Don't Shoot supposed to only last 4 hours. 4 hours.
Right, and we're celebrating the 2nd anniversary.
The next day, the governor's office called me. The next day after that, the mayor office called me. But it was that Wednesday that did it. I was out eating crabs, and someone called my inbox. Them crabs, girl. Baltimore.
She's so Baltimore. I was out eating crabs.
Yes.
And somebody called me and was like...
So she called me. I didn't know who she was. Honestly, if she called me today, I still don't know who she is. And she says, my best friend's son was murdered.
Wow.
In my mind, I was like, so what you want me to do? Like, and then I was like, I'm sorry to hear that, but I don't work for the police department, and I'm not from the church. She said, I know, we've been watching you. We just want a hug.
Wow.
And I'm like,
wow.
what? But I'm eating crabs though. So that was my attitude. I'm eating crabs, right. So I sent a text message to probably like 10, 15 people who went out with me that day, that Sunday. No one was available. I sent it to Erica from Ceasefire. No one was available. So I did a screenshot and sent it to the people I know and said, I gotta go to this house. I was scared. I didn't know what I was walking into. Like, why do they want hugs? Walked into the house, and the girl met me at my car. I ain't know no one in there. That's strange for me not to know anyone. The mother of the deceased teenager laid her head on my chest. And no matter who went in there, she never stopped crying on my chest.
Wow.
I got there probably 9 o'clock. I didn't leave there till 1. I helped them to plan the whole entire funeral.
Right.
We laughed, we joked, we played. It was like they almost forgot that it was a funeral there. And when I left there, I was like, this is real.
Yeah.
The next day, people was like, you need to get a pat. And I'm like, oh, how you do that? I'm not doing that. Then it was like, you need to get a trademark. I'm not doing that.
She should have called Be Half Connected Group.
Exactly. So then every single day from there, people kept on calling me, kept on calling me. Then I'm speaking at funerals. I'm going to schools. I'm going to business. We had business. We still have business that's saying, we're about to open up tomorrow. Can you all come and give us hugs as we come in there? Hug Don't Shoot is not all about the stopping the violence. Matter of fact, we do not say we're stopping the violence, because stopping the violence is jumping in front of bullets, and I'm not doing that. I'm not. We're here to bring a sense of peace to every community, one hug at a time.
That's good.
So August the 5th, August the 5th, we'll make our 2nd anniversary. We stopped counting events at 4/28, my birthday. We stopped counting it, but after we look back at the dates we were still out there, we're at almost 530 events we either done or we supported in 2 years. May I add, Not one, not one grant whatsoever.
Wow.
None. Either donations or my personal pockets. My personal pockets is very empty. So if y'all want to donate, it's okay. Hug Don't
How
Shoot.
could we donate to you? Give us the information.
www.hugdon'tshoot.org. Just send them donations right to PayPal, Cash App, send me a check.
Yeah.
We are receiving it all.
Yeah.
So this Saturday, we're having what we call Hands Across
Hold my hand,
Baltimore.
y'all. Come on. Hold my
Good.
hand.
She said, we're having Hands
This is what it
Across
looks like.
Baltimore.
This is real simple. It costs me
Right,
nothing to do this.
exactly. People always ask, well, somebody already tried that. Well, somebody tried to be your boyfriend or girlfriend too. That didn't work, and you moved on.
Come on,
Slip
give me
facts.
Well,
Big
first of all,
facts.
nice
Yup.
head, like a
Somebody
whole-
tried to be your girlfriend or boyfriend. That didn't work. You moved
whole
on and you
flashback.
tried it again.
Right.
Yeah.
So I made the plans before I even heard somebody tried this again. How did I come with Upper Hands Across Baltimore? We all know that Shanika, pray for Shanika Taylor. Please, everyone, please pray for her. I mean, Shanika Robinson. I love that girl so much. Just pray for her today. We all know Taylor, the 6-year-old that was shot, died 2 weeks later. I never met her day in my life. Never met her day in my life. I met her mom the day she got shot, and the family welcomed me in for hugs at the hospital, University Hospital. I felt like I'd known them forever. That family, just their arms was just there. They were so thankful. They were so grateful. Several times I took the family food over there. Firm hug, don't shoot. We became really, really close. It's at the point that when people see us out, is that your daughter? Is that your daughter? So then, fast forwarded to about 5-6 months later, after Taylor was murdered, I was at work, my full-time job, and I was having a meeting with my supervisor. Her phone just kept on ringing and she kept on pushing it over because we were having a meeting. And then she looked down and she said, I gotta answer this. This is my daughter. And then that scream. I don't know who in here witnessed someone who been murdered, but it's something about that scream that you know it was a murder. It's different than death. You know it's a murder. And I was like, somebody just got murdered. And she came back in and she said, I apologize. My niece, Taylor, was murdered. I want to say she's 16 or 18. I get the two mixed up.
18. She was 18.
So then, a week later, I get another phone call. Val, DJ Sound's daughter, Taylor, was murdered. I'm like, it's 3 Taylors in my life that I never met, lived in Baltimore, was innocent, and got shot. And I know them via Hug Don't Shoot. I'm on the phone talking to DJ Sounds about his daughter Taylor. As close as Shanika and I became, we never talked on her. She never called me. We always talk Facebook or whatever. Mike Foy and I work very closely with Shanika. She called me while I was on the phone talking to DJ Sounds about his daughter Taylor. This baby was having a breakdown. She was screaming and she was crying, and I just heard her car go crazy. I went on Facebook Live to find her. Somebody have to know this baby. Where did she go at? Where is she at? Somebody help me find her. Then I had a breakdown on Facebook Live about finding her. And I was like, Hug Don't Shoot have to do something different. We're not doing enough. I don't care how many events we out. We haven't did enough. Then I asked, said, we need to come together and hold hands across the world. People was like, oh, everybody in the world is going to hold hands now? And then I said the next day, which street goes from east side to west side without breaking up? And people was like, in my inbox, my page was like, there's so many streets to do that in Baltimore. But somebody said Norfolk Hilton and Norfolk Milton. The name itself did it. I was like, ooh, that sounds good. That rang a bell. The very next day, I visioned North Avenue. I used to live on Norfolk Alabama.
She's an around the way girl.
Yes, I am. So then I realized it's an elementary school in the beginning of North Avenue. At the end of North Avenue is a graveyard. They taking our babies from elementary school to the graveyard.
Come on.
I knew we had to do something on North Avenue.
Jeez.
Something. I planned the first event, Hands Across Baltimore, within 3 weeks. The second week, Tori and I, who is Hands Across Baltimore board member,
Y'all didn't know.
Yes.
Where's the camera?
So Tori
I gotta turn on the camera 'cause y'all didn't know.
So Tori and I was going to meet up, and we was going to go to North Avenue, and we was going to get flyers.
Yeah.
And she called me and said, I'm about 10 minutes away. And I said, something is not right. I don't feel good.
You didn't sound right.
Right.
And it triggered something like, why does she sound like that?
Right. So I went from my car to my house, and I went to turn the alarm off. And I could see when people say, I saw the tunnel. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I couldn't even call out on my phone because I couldn't even figure out my code. So I hit the alarm button. I don't know how 3 paramedics got there.
Because I called your daughter, I called the police. So while she is having her out of body experience going to the second heavens, I am sitting here saying, I'm not gonna make it to her in time. What do I do? And so when Rashad was just here and he was talking about the fact that he is also an inmate and he, and I said, oh, well, now it makes sense because I only sit with the realest people. Those of us who have been through some things, we know how to go through some things. So I'm on the phone and I'm like, let me find Tierra. Because even if I don't have her phone number, she's responsible on Facebook. I know where Val lives. I'm going to call the police. I'm going to call her daughter. I'm going to call on Jesus. And I don't know which order. But they all showed up. And so then it was like, well, do I still go? Or do I go to North Avenue? Or what do I do? Because, again, I know Val and I know your heart. And I know if you had died that day, you still would have wanted the event to go on.
Exactly.
So
y'all listen to that.
So while you were being addressed, we were counting blocks on North Avenue.
Right.
Because people don't understand that the work doesn't stop if
when you
stop.
Dead. Right.
The work doesn't stop if something happens to one of us.
Right. Exactly.
So then it was, well, T, what do I do? Do I come to the hospital? But your daughter she's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
And so when we talk about trying people's fruit or telling people's fruit or their tree by their fruit, I want to make sure in case my pastor is watching, telling people's trees by their fruits. Your fruit says that not only were you a good woman who was a servant leader in your household, but you duplicated someone who could be a servant leader out in the streets. So can we give it a shout out for Tierra? Hey, ain't she cute like her mother? So go ahead, pick up your story back. So you almost went to heaven. You saw Jesus.
Yes.
You got your gold Gucci flip flops.
So I end up that day, probably like half an hour after talking to Tori to go and give these flyers, I end up with 3 strokes, 2 seizures, and 105 fever that they could not break for 3 days. That did not stop me. I left the hospital. As I was leaving the hospital, after the doctors told me I'm done, there's nothing more they could do for me, I left the hospital, called 5 hair clients, and said, meet me to get your hair done. They was like, what? I did 5 people hair. Went to Panama the next morning.
I was so
went to Panama for 5 days. Got back from Panama April the 1st at 8:00 a.m. and went straight to North Avenue where we had Hands Across Baltimore.
And it was powerful.
It was powerful, but it wasn't powerful enough for me. It just didn't do it for me. We had fun, but it just didn't do it. It was something was missing. It wasn't enough people out there. Something wasn't right. So we was like, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
We or you? No, I'm joking. It was
we. It was we. We was like, let's do it again. So here come Hands Across Baltimore, the 2nd edition.
Which is when?
People don't even understand. I don't even do the prayer thing no more. I just say thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. This thing has become so huge. So huge just from what we have 12 people on the board between Hug Don't Shoot and just Hands Across Baltimore.
Right.
It's probably like 8 to 12 people on the board. Okay. So basically what we're going to do is we said we're going to get people on each block. People ain't gonna hold hands for a whole hour. We gotta get creative. Then I said, let's do block captains. What if people adopt a block for 1 hour? 1 hour in Baltimore. So then we put that out. People started like, I want a block. So then we was like, okay, we're gonna make a chart. We're gonna put people's name down. So then I was like, that's not gonna do it. What if we have fun with this? So what would get people out more but a DJ and a pastor? That's like 2 opposite roads of North Avenue and Hilton and North Avenue and Milton. A DJ and a pastor. So we got pastors to come out. But I don't want this to be a black thing. Right. So we reached out to the Jewish, the Muslims, the Christians, the Catholics, anyone who prayed up to him, we called out for them.
And
we
they
called out
answered.
and they answered. They answered. So we still got to come up with something different. So we came up with a whole schedule. So we have a secret block. Everybody keeps saying, what is this secret block? Because if we tell you where the secret block at, you're not going to be at the block that you're assigned to.
Facts. You're going to be down there with people
at the secret block. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So the block captain's job is to bring as many people as possible to their block. Not this block or that block, but to your block. Be concerned. This is the first time we want to say mind your business.
Be concerned with your block.
Be concerned with your block. So we have at 5:45, the mayor will speak. 5:50, the police commissioner will speak. We have like a whole schedule. Erica from Ceasefire will speak. I will speak. Then we want to ask everybody to be prepared to get ready for the event. Every single clergy, regardless of who you pray to, will pray the same exact prayer. The prayer is only like 3 lines long. This is not the time to ask people to come to your church.
Right.
It's not the time for offering. This is
not
the
an altar
time.
call.
Exactly.
It's not an altar call.
This is the time to pray for peace in Baltimore.
The first time we hear Shana Lakoposti, he shama, we cutting your mic.
Exactly.
This is not
the time. This is 3-line prayer and 3-line prayer.
Right.
only.
And the reason, if I can cut you off for a second, the reason for that is because the prayer was submitted to leadership.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about that, how everybody came together.
So
to
what
craft
what I did is went to a Muslim, a Jew, and an AME Christian. And those 3 people, shout out to Baltimore, a Muslim, a Christian, and a Jew got together to make a 3-line prayer. How powerful is that? That's powerful in itself. That is powerful in itself.
Yeah, that's good.
So then what we're going to do is a 20-minute meet and greet. 20 minutes is not a lot of time, but we're going to make it a long time. In the 20 minutes, what we're going to do in that meet and greet is up to the black captain to come up with the most creative, fun, and peaceful way of how I want to say it.
to fellowship with
Fellowship with each other on your block.
Together.
With no music, we cannot use DJs, and we cannot block the streets. When I say these people are blowing my phone up with these great ideas, it's like, I'm like, wow, this is going to be fun. So to make it even better, is a contest now. Hug Don't Shoot is giving up $100. Senator Barbara Robinson is matching $100.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And
On
Ray
behalf of
Lewis
the
gave
Compensatory
us,
Rose.
exactly, Ray Lewis is giving us a gift card for his new restaurant that's opened up on the 26th.
All right.
that's dope.
Yes, exactly.
That's dope.
So basically afterwards at 7:50 to 8 o'clock, we want everybody on North Avenue, everybody in Baltimore, everybody in the world to be holding hands. At 7 o'clock, that's when the team captain is going to tell everyone where the secret block at. What's on the secret block? DJ Diamond K.
Hey.
Will be the
And
DJ.
I gotta spill the tea. Beyonce's gonna be there too. Just so y'all know. Oh, dang, did I tell that? Oh, I'm sorry. Beyonce's
Did
gonna
you
be
just say that?
there. My bad.
Beyonce.
So we're going to have a
Beyonce.
live block party. It's going to be the biggest block party that Baltimore ever seen in peace on that secret block. Biblical Jones will be singing I Am Baltimore City.
Oh, wow.
Cherie Booker will be doing the poems. We have bands out there, and that will be Hug Don't Shoot. At 9 o'clock, at 7:50, everyone be holding hands to 8 o'clock. To 9 p.m., everyone will be giving someone a hug.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be dope.
awesome.
So Val, we gotta wrap it up. We've been here, we enjoying ourselves. We got a toast that's gonna happen on the other side of the room. We thank everybody who's come out to the corner. It is our birthday. Tell us, how do we find you? How do we follow you? What's your information to connect with?
You can find me on hugdon'tshoot.org, Facebook, Instagram, Hug Don't Shoot.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's give it up for Val Jenkins. I also get personally offended when they say hugs don't shoot. So y'all come
Yes,
out
I
and say it right.
don't
It's
shoot.
hugs
Hug
don't shoot.
Don't Shoot.
So, coming up, we got about 3 minutes. I want to make sure that we bring my special prince. My prince and I are starting a YouTube page or channel, and it's called Politicals. So we're gonna give it up for the Prince Politicals, and these Politicals are gonna be like things from a fifth grader's perspective. So Prince, come in. Tell us a little bit what you gotta say. Let me see. Can we see you say hi to the camera?
Hi.
All right, Prince, take it. Political us.
So if George Washington was the father of our country, does that make George Washington's father the grandfather of our country? The things we think about.
All right, well, that's our political moment.
I think it's all related. I wasn't sure where that was going.
Let's give it up. That was a preview. So our politician over there, our little political, he will be joining us. He's going to be bringing us news that you can use at a fifth grader level. So let's again give it up to the Prince. Thank you, Prince. We appreciate you. And do we have any time for entertainment? Let me see. Come this way. Can you give us 60 seconds of entertainment before we wrap up?
Let's just give it up for Javante Davis. He came off with that W. He brought the city out as well. Also, if y'all didn't know, Taraji P. Henson got her identity stolen.
Wow.
From a young lady in Chicago. Wow. It's something about Chicago and the Empire crew. I don't know. It's something they ain't right over there. DC also, you guys know I'm from the DC area. Want to give a big huge shout out to the all go-go band NKB, Necessary Chaos Band. They will be it's an all-female go-go group. They are reuniting in August the 3rd. They will be in Accokeek, Maryland. Check me out on Instagram, Facebook for all the latest details.
How do we find you?
I am D-Nice1 on Instagram, D-Nice Everett on Facebook, and on Twitter, DMV-Nice1.
DNYCE. Let's see your shirt.
Team Nice, what's up?
Thank you. So, Kiana, wrap us up. You got something you want to say?
God bless and good night.
Drops the mic.
Drops the mic. So again, you can follow us, Beehive Connected Group, on Facebook and on Instagram. Kiana B. Jones, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Tori Rose the Connector. Tori Rose, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And we want to go out with everybody. Oh, we should.
Where's my corner? Okay.
Your corner?
No, it's the
corner. Oh, the corner. The corner gonna come over real quick.
Come on, corner.
And we're gonna sing happy birthday, but we only do the Stevie Wonder version.
Yes.
Got it? All right.
All right, so everybody come on over so we can and bring the blowies.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
Thank y'all for tuning
Happy
in.
Happy birthday to ya. Come on,
Happy birthday to
come on,
ya.
line up, y'all.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hey, it's your birthday, make some noise. It's your birthday, make some noise. It's your birthday, make some noise. Noise. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you. We're excited. Tune in next Tuesday, 8:30, and we'll be on time. We love y'all.
Good night.